I'd like to call on our next student, please, from Savior Learning Community in Thailand.
You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Good afternoon. I am Suradet Achaskon. I'm from Savior Learning Community. I'm a junior student. Savior is in Chiang Rai, Thailand. I'm glad to be here to share my stories with you. How did COVID-19 affect my learning process? Located in the borders of Thailand, Myanmar, and Laos, XLC is a higher education institution for marginalized or disadvantaged young people from mostly ethnic minorities. Like me and my XLC friends in this room, many of us come from mountainous, remote areas in the northern parts of Thailand. When XLC was closed in the beginning of the outbreak, and most of the students, including myself, had to go home and study online instead, our learning became very challenging. Like many of my friends in XLC, I was not used to the technology employed for our virtual classes. So I struggled with how to operate it. Another challenge was the location of my house with unstable internet connectivity. Due to this challenge, I often encountered difficulties in my study and in communicating with classmates and teachers, resulting in me going up to the mountain to search for a spot with good internet signal. Also, I sometimes could not recharge the laptop battery as I had not enough supply of electricity from the solar cells installed in my house. In addition, managing my time to study and help my parents on their farm was also challenging. How did COVID-19 affect our school? This pandemic certainly had a huge impact on our school. Among the major impacts was that several students quit from XLC to help their families earn money. It was really sad that they had to come to that decision. In addition, students in hospitality management could not complete their internships. Another impact was that many students' formation programs were canceled. We had to stop our joint programs with our partners from Australia, Indonesia, Japan, Philippines, Taiwan, and USA. We have missed our 24-hour English and Chinese speaking. How have we coped with the pandemic? We have coped with the pandemic with exercising patience, flexibility, staying positive, and prayers. As now we are back in XLC, we practice the new normal safety protocols in our daily lives. Besides, we have developed activities suitable to our needs and present situation. For example, we created online classes, training, and service learning programs with our partners from inside and outside the country, while continue our face-to-face class. How would I reimagine the post-COVID-19 classroom and students' activity? We realized that virtual classrooms will continue to be part of our learning process. integrated with face-to-face classroom. Having that said, we hope we will be provided with online learning programs that are more student-centered, engaging, collaborative, and inclusive. Having virtual student activities that are inclusive also help us become more open-minded and develop stronger relationships with others. In addition, we hope we will be provided with necessary training to advance our skills in using technology. More than that, we need learning subjects or programs that offer us knowledge, skills, and values to facilitate us to become graduates ready to live in the post-COVID-19 world. Certainly, we also hope foreign volunteers will be able to come back here to live with us, learning together. Thank you.
Hi, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kala, a senior student from XLC. Together with other XLC students, I have volunteered myself teaching children in the IDP, internally displaced people camp in current state Myanmar since I was first year of study in XLC. I did it every year during semester break. As the Thailand and Myanmar border has closed due to the COVID-19 pandemics, I cannot help them anymore. My voluntary works in the IDP camp have taught me a lot about life from their stories. I learned about how to survive, to preserve, to solve problems, to care for other people, and hope for a better future. I also learned about human rights, inequality in society, conflict resolution, and peace building. Their stories were heartbreaking yet inspiring. Thanks to social media, despite the close of the border, we are able to follow their stories and keep in touch with them. We learn that they are in need of more basic needs in their lives, such as food, in addition to the need of teaching volunteers. They need rice and other food supplies. Unfortunately, they cannot grow or plant in their areas. Unsincerely, my teammate and I try to respond to their needs. We are grateful that we have received support from people with good will, provided with a price of land by a local and in collaboration with a local non-profit organization. We are planning to establish an agricultural learning center in the land. One of the activities in the center is to plant rice and other agricultural products that are needed by the people in the camp, and to send our crops to the camp. There are still a lot to do to complete these dreams, and given this pandemics, it is becoming more complicated, but we do not stop dreaming. We have hope. These experiences we got from our voluntary works make us persevere in our dream. They have inspired us to become more other-oriented and strive for our dreams, inspired by the same spirit. Hopefully, you will join us here in XLC. Of course, when time allows us, together we serve others. In light of the above dreams, we hope that there will be more students programs that foster holistic formation and nurture Jesus' value through all possible dreams, virtual and of face-to-face. We hope there will be more connect and discussions among students from HQAP, organized by the HQAP office to build networks, share inspirational stories, brainstorm ideas, on collaborative works, or to strengthen each other in this time of uncertainty. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much to both of our student panelists from XLC, Thailand. I'd like to call on now our last group of students for the first panel. Then this is the St. Aloysius Gonzaga from Myanmar.
Greetings from Myanmar. My name is Geranium Crown, and I'm a third-year student of St. Aloysius Gonzaga College, Taunji, and I'm going to present on the behalf of my school today. So let me share a screen. Before we talk about the post-COVID classrooms, I would like to begin our discussions with a brief introduction about us and the current situation so far. Since before the military coup, COVID cases were increasing in Myanmar, but we were able to control it in the first wave of COVID. Also, we could have regular online classes in SAG and learned effectively, although we had some technical issues. However, when the coup began on 1st February 2021, it has huge negative impact on our economics, healthcare, social welfare, and education. So not only students, but also every individual have to undergo the following hardships in general. The first problem is internet blackout. Up until now, there are more than 11 townships in Myanmar which do not have access to the internet and mobile data. And the second problem is safety and security. Protesting was going on in almost all the cities in Myanmar and even in the villages. And those who take part in that civil disobedience movement and protests have to hide due to security reasons. Besides, we had curfew. Within 7 months of coup, more than 7,000 people were arrested and around 1,000 were killed brutally in the hands of military coup. Military gender, yes. And then many people became internally displaced persons due to civil wars. Not only that, many youths joined the ethnic armed groups, people defend forces, and bet their lives on this revolution. Let's see how did COVID-19 affect our learning process. Yes, COVID-19 affects our learning process by bringing to an end of the physical classroom and by stagnating our continuous learning. When the classroom was switched to online, we can't approach the teacher once we have questions, and instead of being in the class for 6 hours per day, we can only have 2-hour class because of the costly Wi-Fi and internet bills. Moreover, when our family gets infected by coronavirus or experience economic crisis, we can't concentrate on the lessons to enter into a working environment and earn money for the family. Now, let's see how did COVID-19 affect students' activities, projects, programs in our university. In SAG, we mostly learn by doing. Because of COVID, we lost opportunities for practical learning, including classroom observation, outreach teaching practice, field study, science projects, social experiment, and summer projects. And group projects became harder to allocate balanced responsibility because most of the students in SAG are not living in Taunji and they don't have regular access to the internet. So it's very difficult for them. And also we don't have no more school events, which we hold annually. And of course, we miss the school, we miss the campus life. Now let's move on to the third question. We and our friends cope with the pandemic first by creating online study buddy groups and also by having meeting friends with nearby in person. By this way, we discuss and share information together. Secondly, we cope with the pandemic by pursuing personal interest and personal development outside classroom. Thirdly, we cope with the pandemic by doing self-care activities such as meditation, journal writing, praying, exercising, and also spending time with our beloved ones. Lastly, we cope with the pandemic by volunteering in self-help organizations and other youth groups in our community. Afterwards, we have some expectations for the question asking reimagining the post-COVID classrooms and students' activities. The first expectation is we would like to have all learning opportunities we lost before. Second, we expect to have more field trips to enhance learning and bring together the students. And also, third, we would like to learn in well-equipped physical classroom which follow COVID-19 rules. In this case, we would like to have protected personal seats with fewer numbers of students in class. Again, we would like to learn with modernized classroom facilities and other audio-visualized teaching aids. So it will be very good if we can get Wi-Fi access in school. Again, we would like to have student clubs like other universities do, and also additional art class such as dancing or singing or painting, and also physical education class to maintain our healthy body and a fresh mind. Finally, we would like to have a full-time professional counseling to deal with our stress, anxiety, survival guilt, peer pressure, grief, and wounded inner child. Now, I would like to summarize all the challenges that we have experienced throughout the COVID and pandemic. COVID and coup, of course. And then the first problem we experience is learning is disturbed by difficult access to internet and unstable connection. Second, we experience insufficient financial support because we don't have regular income. And also our family don't have regular income, and also we experience inconvenient banking system. Third, we experience unfulfilled psychological need because not every student can go back to their home in the cool and they feel homesick and also depression. Of course, every student experiences peer pressure, anxiety, guilty, and stress because of the daily unpleasant news in our environment. On the other hand, there are a few opportunities out of the challenges. The first opportunity is we got opportunity to build our technical knowledge in practicing online teaching. The second opportunity is we got access to a variety of free online classes provided by different platforms during COVID and coup. Also, we were able to broaden our horizons and get many new friends. So this is the end of our presentation, and I hope that you will at least able to know the current situations of Myanmar and how SAG students are overcoming the coup. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to our student from St. Aloysius Gonzaga in Myanmar.